anymore, just you did that. It's live. Turn it down. On the window. The window. So when it's live for 2 minutes.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to our first live kitchen cooking. So we're just starting today. This is the first time we're doing it. I'm sure we're gonna end up with a lovely dish. It's gonna be Samar cooking with us today. And please excuse any technical problems because we're gonna have a lot of technical problems, obviously. But then we are with friends, so it's gonna be fine. And we're gonna have a lovely dish afterwards. Samar, do you want to go ahead, tell us what you're going to cook? And then I should remind everyone that we would like to have a lot of people who would ask us to go and cook next times. We don't know when the next time is going to be, but hopefully with a lot of people, then we can have a lot of these. Samar, it's over to you.
Hi, Shorbit. Thank you so much. So yes, I am Samar. I was born in London, as you can tell from the accent, but I have Lebanese heritage. And I am not a pro in the kitchen by any means. However, I was raised by one. My mum, who was a Lebanese chef for over 30 years, has a published cookbook. And today I'll be making her version of Shorbit Addas, which is the Lebanese soup. So it's using red lentils, which turn into a red, orange, golden, whichever one you prefer to describe it as, and they turn into like a yellow color after boiling. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And yeah, Shorbit said there's going to be some technical issues. So apologies in advance for that. But when I did say, do we have a holding slide for if we have technical issues, everyone was like, we're Lebanese, we'll be fine. So I'm assuming that there is loads of people joining for this pilot that we're broadcasting now, and it's probably just my aunties and my dad. But anyway, I'm going to assume that there is a whole host of different backgrounds of people that have joined. But for those that are Lebanese, I know you're going to be screaming at the screen, like, that's not how you make Shorbit Addas. This is probably the most controversial dish that I have chosen to make because everyone has their version. But this is my mum's version. This is the way that she showed me and the way that I grew up knowing it. And the reason why I chose this dish for the first Lebanese Kitchen Live is because it's super easy. The ingredients are very accessible and there's not that many. It's really quick to make as well. It's probably about 30 minutes in total with a bit of prep time. And if you are living in the UK and you woke up to what was a blanket of snow today, then this is a great dish to comfort you, to warm you up. I mean, I can talk about this dish forever, but it's vegan. For those of you that are still doing veganuary, good luck. Not long to go, and it's high in protein. It's great for fiber. So your bowel movements will be great. It also lasts in the fridge for up to 4 days, so you can meal prep this and just have it throughout the week when you feel like something a bit light, a bit comforting. So the amount that I'm making today and the amount of ingredients that I have put up on the posts actually serves quite a lot of people. So my mum was used to cooking for a lot of people. She'd always have you know, guys and girls in and out of the house before, obviously, coronavirus. She would have people in and out, and there was always this expectancy that food would be in the fridge. So she never cooked small. However, so a caveat on the portion sizes that we're making today probably serves about 6 to 8 Lebanese people, 12 to 20 English people. So there's a lot that we're making. So I'm going to start by showing you over here. I've got my production team in the background. I'm going to start by showing you the ingredients that we're going to be using today and the reason why as well. And Shorbit, you're going to be following me, and I encourage everybody that's listening in, and Shorbit as well, to ask me questions. As I said, this is quite a controversial dish, and so many different ways that people have tried it in restaurants or make it at home. So we're going to go straight into the ingredients. So to start with, we have the red lentils, and I've got 2 cups in here. 2 cups is roughly about 400 grams, and I've got about half a cup of rice using white basmati rice. And with the rice, it's all about how much texture you want in the dish. So my mum liked it quite thick. So she would have about half a cup of rice. I know some people opt for about a handful. Some people like it with no rice. So we've got the basmati rice, and then we've got sunflower oil, and just about 3 tablespoons or so. That is going to be used to fry the onions, and I'm a big lover of onions. Not always great for kissing, but you know, anyway. So I've got 2 large onions that are diced already. As you can see, there's quite a lot there, so that will be fried along with crushed garlic. I've got 3 cloves in here, and I crushed it. You can mince it if you prefer, and I've actually put the salt here in with the garlic because it just helps with crushing, makes the crushing process easier. You don't want to add the salt in with lentils because, as a tip, if you cook lentils, if you boil lentils with salt, it actually toughens the lentil texture. So we've got the onions, the garlic, the sunflower oil to fry those, and then we'll go into the seasoning afterwards. But to start with, I'm going to add the rice with the lentils there, and I'm going to wash this out. I'm going to wash it once, just my preference. Some people like to wash it more and leave it to sit, but I'm going to wash it once. So I'm just going to go over to my sink. And whilst I do that, how are you getting on there, Shorbit?
I'm dicing the onions.
Okay.
You are 1 step ahead of me. Cheating.
So the reason why I diced the onions before was because I didn't want you guys to see me crying, because I can't. And particularly I have mascara on right now. It would be quite an awful look. So I did the crying bit before.
Oh shit! I forgot the mascara myself.
Okay. So in a large pot, I have got one that probably is about 5 litre. So in a large pot, I'm going to add the lentils and the rice. really gracefully. And then in terms of the amount of liquid that you want to add to this, I would start with 2 litres. Again, I'm making this with a lot of texture. So if you like it to be a bit more watery and more of a, runnier soup, then you can add, 2.5, 3 litres. But I'm going to start with 2 litres, and I'm just going to get the water. Thank you so much, production team. And lentils cook really, really quickly, right? So we're going to only have them on a low heat for about like 7 to 10 minutes.
So we're gonna put the mix of rice and lentils in 2 liters of water. And we preheat the water, or no, they heat together?
No, cold water. And remember, don't put the salt in. It's literally just cold water, rice, and lentils on a medium heat. So let me know when you're there, Shorbit, and I'll fire mine up.
So I got the pot here, and there's inside the rice and the lentils. So we're going for 7 minutes, you said?
Yeah, so whilst that is on the heat, we're going to start dicing the carrots very, very small. Have you got your lentils and your water and your rice on?
Yes.
Okay, great. So we'll leave that going. And now with the carrots. So whilst those are heating, the carrots, I've diced them really, really, really small. Carrots just give it, again, that texture, and also gives it a flavor as well, like
Smaller than this, or this is okay?
Show me. Oh, a bit smaller. But, again, it's all down to preference. If you prefer it chunky, that's fine. The other thing is that, remember, you can always blend this at the end. So you can blend with a hand blender or in a food in a blender. You can just add the soup once it's cooked to give it a little more of a soup texture. Again, this is really just down to preference in terms of the way you like to have your soup.
So the carrots could be grated as well.
The carrots, I wouldn't grate them just because it kind of doesn't give enough texture. I would probably stick with dicing very small. And besides, like grating, it takes ages. It takes ages. We're trying to be easy and accessible here. I'm just looking at some of the comments. So yeah, everyone's asking about delivery service. I think we did say in the future we would get to that point.
Next time I'm doing my shopping, let me know. I'll buy for you.
Okay, so I'm just gonna continue dicing. So yeah, I think in the future we'd love to be in a position where we can offer the ingredients out to people ready-made so they can do it at home. But for now, this is really just all about kind of getting everyone, whilst we're stuck indoors, everyone's like cooking more, which is great because it means that, families are, returning to Sunday lunches together and cooking more kind of homely, wholesome foods. And I've also got a pan as well here, just for the frying of the onions and the garlic. I don't know if I mentioned. Oh, by the way, my mum used to hate the way that I cut. I'm an awful. I've cut my hands so many times. I'm pretty bad. But that kind of does it. So yeah, whilst I've got my timer on for the lentils and the rice and the carrots, with my fancy Apple Watch. And then once that's going, then we'll start with the frying the garlic and the onions. Now the garlic and the onions, they're going to go in with the cooked lentils and rice. Some people prefer to fry the onions and the garlic first, then add the lentils and the rice on top. Some people like to put ginger in it as well and give it a bit more of a spicier flavor. I guess kind of very similar to a dish called khichdi, which is Asian. I actually made that by accident when I first did this. And when my friend Poonam, she tried it, she was like, oh, this is just like khichdi. And I was like, what's that? So I'd never heard of it before I made Shorbit Addas in the different way. And essentially it was kind of probably adding more rice, less water. So I've done this in different ways. And yeah, this is kind of like the one that I prefer, taking what my mum did properly. I'm just dropping everything in my kitchen right now.
So at what point we put the carrots in?
So I would put it probably, you can put it in now. I mean, to be honest with you, they'll cook about the same amount of time. Have you finished cutting your carrots?
Yeah.
Okay, let's add them in. Let's go.
The onion and garlic.
I'm going to start in probably about like 3 minutes.
Okay.
We don't want to do it too soon. The onions and garlic will probably take about 5 minutes. So then that would be 10 minutes in total. Are you doing the same portion size as me, Shorbit?
Half.
So you're going to be eating lentil soup for all week.
No. You're doing for 6 people. I'm doing for 3.
Okay.
I'll be lucky if there's anything left for tomorrow.
Another key ingredient to Lebanese kitchen is one of these. My friend Rania would come to my house and would be like, "Where's your spontex? Where's your sponge?"
What?
So one of these, as you go along, to clean, wiping down everything.
You can expect to get this foam on top of the boiling pot. Is this expected?
Yes. Yeah, it is, but you might want to turn your heat down a little bit.
Okay.
And if it starts to get too foamy, you can remove it, but it's not going to cause you any harm.
Okay. I normally get this with chicken, but the first time I get it was this. Okay.
Oh yeah, it does happen with chicken, yes. But the one that happens with chicken, I'm like, yeah, you have to remove it. Apparently it's something called zafra.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's even a word. If there's a word for zafra in English, can anyone help me with that? I've always wanted to know what zafra is.
So like the foam that comes from boiling chicken.
Yeah, what is it in English?
I wasn't English born. It's you.
Anyone who's listening, do you know what zafra is? And also, if there's a word for zincha.
Smelly.
Or zincha, zancha, rihta zancha.
Smelly.
But what smell? Fi rihat zancha. What is that? Look, we've got one. Okay, Mario says it's fat foam. Fat foam? That doesn't sound right. I think he made it up.
Film.
Fat foam.
I would say film.
We got here
Right.
fat film.
Fat film. Yeah. Oh. Right. Okay, so I think whilst that is going, sounds like you've got yours in quite a high heat. Have you brought it down?
Me?
Yeah.
How can you see how much heat I have?
Because how it was boiling. I mean, it's like it's properly boiling.
Okay.
Okay, so are you ready to fry?
Ready to fry. I'm ready to fly as well.
Where exactly and how?
So are you frying in a pan like this or another pot? Deep or shallow?
I'm using a frying pan like this. Do you have a frying pan like this?
I cannot see. Switch. Anyway. Doesn't matter, both are fine. Ah, okay, yes.
The oil?
Here.
Really fancy, so it's
Too
so
big.
cool on the video.
This looks too big, I think.
Let me see. No, that's good.
But I'm gonna use olive oil.
Okay, so this is the argument that me and you had earlier in the week. I use sunflower oil. You said, why am I not using olive oil? So my mum always had a preference with sunflower oil in cooking because it's more neutral in taste and it also can withstand high temperatures, high heat without going rancid. So she would hardly ever cook with olive oil. She definitely used it in like, you know, tabbouleh, hummus, kind of anything that used cold oil. But sunflower oil, vegetable oil always was her preference. So I have never done it with olive oil, but I mean, I don't think it's hardly going to, you know, ruin the dish for you.
And then you start with the garlic?
No. So you start with the onion first. The reason why the onion cooks really fast, and you want to allow time for the onions to cook, and that's up to 5 minutes. The garlic literally takes a couple of minutes. So like I said, I have got tons of onions in here. Again, if you're not really a big fan of onions, like you can have one large onion, you can have two small. So I never used to use wooden spoons for cooking, but I was told once by someone, because I always thought that wood holds more like bacteria. I was always a fan of like the metal. But then when I realized when I was using metal and why my mum used wooden, because it wouldn't scratch the Teflon and the surface of the pans and the pots. So just chatting for no reason really at this point. Why wooden? Why metal?
Do you add any salt on the onion cooking?
Sorry, Tefal. You say something, Shorbit, sorry?
Do you add any salt on the cooking onions?
No, so did you crush the garlic? Mince the garlic?
You see it?
Oh, you crushed it?
Well, diced, tiny dicing.
So you can add the salt in with the garlic and the onions. Again, this is really down to preference. I put in a teaspoon. And, you know, at the end, it's not like a problem. You can always add more salt, but it's best to start with less salt and not make it too salty at the beginning, because then it will just be Or I'm actually somebody that doesn't really like a lot of salt in my cooking. I'm more of a sweet person.
Oh, you're so sweet.
So, Shadabin, where's the apron that you told us you were going to debut?
Say again?
The apron that you were going to debut. You know, the one with the muscles?
Oh. I got this one with I think this is Russian.
Where did you get it from?
Russia.
Oh, Russia. Great. On your trip there, or did you buy it online?
Some friend brought me this as a gift on their way back from Russia.
How are your lentils looking?
Boiling slowly.
Okay. You can turn the heat up a little bit if it looks like it's not doing anything. We're at the point now where we should really start seeing it rise and the water absorb. I've turned the heat up on my lentils a little bit because I'm not seeing the rice and lentils absorb the water just yet.
Did you add the onion, the garlic to the frying or not yet?
No. So I would add the garlic once you start seeing the onions go a little bit, not golden brown, but like somewhere in the middle between that and translucent. Sometimes people say translucent. It's basically where the onions turn a little bit more clear in color, which clear isn't even a color, so I don't really understand. As you can see, I'm a total pro. And so just to let everyone know who's watching, I am in my 30s. I'm not exactly going to say how old in my 30s, but I am in my 30s. So there obviously is, an older generation of Lebanese mums who we'd love to have demonstrating their versions, because this is really just like a hand-me-down recipe. I learn a lot from my auntie still. So my mum's not with us anymore, so she obviously talks. If I'm doing something wrong, I often see like the lights in the kitchen go funny, and I can hear it in my voice, like "شو عملتي? طبختيها وخربتيها." Wow. I could never do right with my mum in the kitchen, but I think she'd be proud now.
So you're gonna. We forgot to tell people that this is a horror movie.
Is that?
We didn't put like horror movie notice.
Oh, you talk about yourself, Shorbit. This is beauty right here.
No, I'm talking about the voice coming and messing up with your kitchen. Haunted kitchen.
Oh.
It's live kitchen, not haunted kitchen.
Oh, yeah. No. So no lights going off right now. Everything's fine. Everything's safe. No fires. So I don't know if anyone's asking any questions. Someone's just asked, "What are you cooking?" Okay, cool. So we are making lentil soup. In Lebanese, that's Shorbit Addas. It is the one with red or orange lentils, and it turns into a kind of a nice yellow color. That's there's probably still people joining. So my lentils look like they are coming together. Shorbit, have you done your taste test on your carrots to see if they're soft yet?
I didn't test anything. What should I test again?
So you can test the carrots inside boiling, just one, to see how soft it is.
Not soft.
Okay, that still probably needs a few more minutes. And how are your onions looking?
They're coming out nicely, but I think I put a lot more onions than you said in the recipe because I matched your amount with onion, but I halved everything else, so I just realized.
Okay, so I noticed that you're using red onions as well.
Mixed.
Oh, mixed red and white. Okay. Any reason?
That's what I had. I finished the last white and I started with the red.
Okay. So red onions probably will not be as it will be less in flavor. It will give less flavor. White onions.
More of them, it's okay, right?
Powerful. Pardon?
More of that is okay then.
Yeah. So white onions tend to be more powerful in flavor.
I thought they would look much nicer on camera.
What? Oh no, because then it gives the sound. Okay. Okay, so I think we're ready to put the garlic in. I'm going to show you a quick zoom into what my onions are looking like. So they're not, completely fried. There's some looking a bit golden. So are you ready, Shorbit, to add your garlic?
I already added it.
You're what?
I was ahead.
Oh, you're ahead. Okay, so in goes my garlic. Okay. And with the garlic, really just vigorously mix that in with the, vigorously mix it in with the onions. And after about a minute or so, you're going to start really smelling the aroma of the garlic come up. Honestly, onions, garlic, and oil is like someone said to me, was it the starter pack of, oh, that smells so good, what are you making? Literally just onion and garlic. And that's the other thing about this recipe is that these ingredients mostly found in everyone's cupboard and really easy to get in a supermarket. So, you don't have to go to like an Arabic Middle Eastern supplier to get any of these ingredients.
So now the lentils are getting quite thick.
Yeah, keep stirring through. You don't want it to stick at the bottom. And whilst that is going to, I'm just going to share with you guys some really great facts that my production team have shared with me as we were in the break there. So lentils are a really great soluble protein. What? Oh yeah. And also I've just been told what zafra is. Zafra means white goo. And it's it's a soluble protein, unedible, seen more in you can see more in poultry. It is proteins escaping from the meat, hence why chicken goes white when cooked. So it's white goo that's soluble protein. No, lentils are soluble protein. That's why you get the white goo. Right, so I think you can start smelling the garlic now. Come up here, Shorbit.
Yes.
Okay, so I think, do you want to test your carrots again and just see whether or not they're cooked through yet?
Not yet.
it might just be a little bit what they call al dente, which is a fancy word for saying a little bit crunchy but kind of cooked. Is that what you get when you try your carrot?
It felt a little bit more than al dente yet, so still not ready.
So turn up the heat a little bit. I think we should. For me, I'm going to turn off my onions and garlic from the heat. So this is what my onions and garlic look like right now. So the garlic should have been on for about 2 minutes, no more. Again, otherwise you'll end up burning it, so you don't want to put it on for too long. So my garlic and onions are off the heat and move to one side. Keep stirring through the rice and carrots and the lentils. Do you want to describe what you can see in terms of the texture of your soup, Shorbit?
Texture?
Yeah, like what's it looking like? Has the water absorbed quite a bit?
Quite a bit, yes.
And the lentils starting to disintegrate. They kind of look a little bit like they've lost their structure, right?
Yes. It's just the carrots that they are still like a little bit.
Yeah. Okay, so this is once you get your carrots done.
So at what point we put the cumin?
So I put the onions and the garlic, and then I start to do the seasoning. So for seasoning, I have the cumin. You can't see the writing, but there it is. Anyway, it's ground cumin, kamon, also for those of you. I'm gonna also juice 1 lemon. So with the lemon.
So I have one slight problem, which is I think there's not enough space in my pot for all the onion. Or what do you think? Maybe there is. Maybe there is.
So let me see. So is your lentils and rice like totally up to the top of your pan?
No, I think there will be enough space. After I put this, it will be up to the top. That should be okay.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. Because
should I put the onion now or not yet?
Yeah, go for it. I'm just juicing 1 lemon because that's going to go in as part of the rest of the seasoning.
Oh, look at that. Looks so nice.
So my onions, I'm also adding them in with the garlic. All right, so once you've got the onion and the garlic in, we're going to stir that. We're going to bring it to a lower heat.
So how many lemons you use?
How many lentils?
Lemon.
So I have gone with 1. I put 1 in with the dish when I'm cooking it, but then on the side, people can juice in more. With the cumin and the lemon, people either really like it, zingy, so they add the lemon. People like it with a lot of kamon. So that really is all down to preference. But personally, I don't like to go too full to begin with. And then just, those are things that you can have afterwards. So I'm going to go in and put the kamon now. I'm going to go with 1 teaspoon. And stir vigorously. Remember, your heat shouldn't be too high, Shorbit. Just
at the minimum now.
At the bottom.
It's at the minimum now.
Okay, good.
So I put lemon and cumin.
So I have put in my kamon. I'm putting in the lemon. And really, really stir through. You don't want any bits of like kamon stuck together and someone gets like 1 part kamon and can't taste anything else. So really stir that through. So, you know, as you're seeing the texture of the soup come along, Sharbil, are you know, is it something that you have seen before? What's your experience of Shorbit Addas when you've eaten it?
No, this is nothing I've ever seen before.
So this
Why
is
are you
where
laughing? I'm not joking.
this is nothing I've ever seen before. You have had Shorbit Addas before, though, right?
But not like this.
Not like this? Okay, not like this.
So
Okay.
I've never used yellow lentil to start with. I normally use green lentils, and then it becomes chunky, much very different type of thing.
That's like عم تعمل مجدرة.
Nah, no rice.
Ah, interesting. Well, so green lentils, they're a bit tougher to cook. Like they take longer. They're a bit more earthier in taste, and they can sometimes feel a little bit more like the texture. Again, another word I don't know how to say. Ishri. It's got like it. Ta'amet ishri.
The skin.
Yeah, it's taste of skin.
The lentil skin. It's actually quite a healthy thing, especially for people who are vegetarian. This is very important part of for their diet.
Okay, so.
Okay, so cumin went in and lemon went in. It's very low temperature. I think it's ready, no?
Are you ready for the next step, the final step in this part, which is adding in the butter? So over here I have about 80 to 100 grams of butter. Again, all depends on, you know, you can go half of this, you can go a little, you can go 20 grams. The reason my mum would add this in, I noticed when I've cooked it with or without, is it really gives it a nice creamy texture.
So how much?
I have got about 100 grams here. And this is actually, again, when it comes down to salted or unsalted, it comes down to preference. I've used unsalted. That is because then I can add salt after that to my liking.
And then you put it in the pot?
Right into the pot and stir it through until it melts. So this is kind of, I don't know, it gives it a nice creamy buttery flavor. And I can feel the energy from the internet of all the Lebanese people going, "What are you doing? So that should start melting through. And I am.
This is quite colorful. I like it.
Say that again. Pardon?
The soup is very colorful.
Ah, yeah. And you know, you could go one step further and you can blend it all through with a blender. But
I think this is nice.
I'm going to keep it chunky because I like it chunky. Anyway, someone said very budget-friendly ingredients too. Exactly. For those on, you know, a limited budget at the moment when, you know, work is tough and everyone's at home. You know, I don't know, this whole dish probably costs like definitely less than £10 to make, for sure. Okay, so now
it has got all the good boxes ticked, like vegan, for nice for winter, easy to make, cheap to make.
Yeah. And as a vegan, it is really hard to get fiber and protein. So
it's vegan until we put the butter.
Yeah, I mean, look, again, the butter is really down to like preference. But you know, for those who are keto, great again. So I think keto people can eat this. No, they can't.
No, keto doesn't have rice and lentils, does
right,
it?
so just take the rice out. Take the rice out. It's not going to make, you know, much difference. Okay, so I think we're ready to show everybody what this looks like now. So, and first, I'm going to turn the heat off. I've got my parsley that I have chopped up for adding in. Again, sorry you can't see that slide, but it's like this. So just give me a second whilst I have my production team hand me my bowl for the serving. Right, bowl for serving. Oh wait, sorry, big key step. Mastic around me. Okay, so much. Right. So Shorbit, are you ready to serve with me?
I
You got
am.
your bowl. Okay, great. Does it look a lot? Fabulous. Right. I'm going to add some rashid kamon on the top. A sprinkle of kamon. I really hope you like it because we didn't really do a taste test in between. And my parsley for just a nice bit of colour.
I forgot the parsley, but it's okay.
Yeah, it just adds like a nice little bit of colour as you present it to the people that are you're feeding with. Thank you. So,
And I got some lime.
I'm just going to show everybody really quickly what this looks like. So that is the soup. Again, it's quite dense. So I appreciate that's how we do it in this house, in this kitchen. But, as I said, you can do it without rice. You can blend it. You can just add a little bit of less rice. Really all down to preference, but this is just one way. And
do you add any sprinkle of olive oil on top or not really?
I don't know how to take that. You really love olive oil, don't you?
So
you really love olive oil. I would say if you really love olive oil to that much, then go for it. I personally haven't added olive oil because I think that just would clash with my preference, but go for it, add the olive oil. So I also have a slice of flatbread that I toasted. You can toast this in the oven, on a grill, in a toaster, and you can break it and put it in or just have it on the side. Some people actually like to break up the flatbread and fry it, but I felt that was probably a little bit too heavy on the stomach and the figure, so we're going to keep it light. We've already got a lot of butter, and now I'm going to get my production team to try it and see what they think.
I'm going to be toasting normal bread.
How was it? Verdict? Okay, great. So that's it. So I'm going to try it and see. It's really hot. I want my jello on everyone now.
Here I am.
Going to. It's really hot.
Really nice.
That's really good.
It is really, really nice. Okay, I think we can tell everyone. Thank you very much for watching.
Yeah, thank you for interacting, everyone. Thank you for your comments. It was really appreciated for those that were watching. As I said, this is the pilot. This is the first one. We're going to have other guests coming in, joining and cooking with us. If you're interested to join and join us for cooking, then please go to the website, Lebanese Kitchen Live, and you can register and contact us to be on one of the shows, be one of the cooking people. Also, if you have any suggestions for things that you want to see, so any thing that you're interested in terms of Lebanese food, tabbouleh, hummus, kibble, you name it. If you are interested in seeing how how someone else makes it, please feel free to drop in your suggestions on the website or on the YouTube channel. And I've always wanted to say this, Shorbit. Are you ready? If you like this video, please subscribe and like.
Thank you so much. Bye.
And you, Shorbit. It was such a pleasure. Thank you, everyone.
Bye-bye.